It's not enough to just believe in the value of your service. You have to believe in the value of being yourself. You have to believe that people want to work with you because you're you and everything that you are. You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the pod. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, business and mindset mentor for coaches wanting to overcome imposter syndrome so they can show up consistently, sell their services confidently, and sign coaching clients. Spots for my one-to-one program, Worthy and Wealthy, are almost completely full. And if you book your sales call before the end of January, you will get my 2022 pricing, which is $8,000 pay in full, or there are payment plans available. After January 31st, my prices for Worthy and Wealthy will be increasing. Worthy and Wealthy is my one-to-one coaching program for 6 months where you will double your confidence and double your clients. You get a brand new curriculum to help you sign clients, weekly coaching sessions to work through your mindset blocks and limiting beliefs preventing you from showing up confidently and consistently, access to me in Voxer, and monthly workshops and group calls with my other one-to-one coaching clients. It is the most intimate and best way to work with me, and the price is increasing after January 31st, 2023. So get your butt in here and join us. The link is in my show notes for you to book a sales call. So let's get into today's episode. One of my most engaged with pieces of content over the past 6 months was an Instagram post I made about the fact that when someone works with you, you are not taking their money. So let's talk about it, because this is what it can feel like when you don't have belief in yourself or your capabilities. This thought can lead to discomfort while trying to sell or even withdrawing from your social platforms completely. And you might have this thought because of your imposter syndrome. Thinking you and your services aren't good enough will obviously create resistance when you want to attach a price tag to them. And it makes sense because you're thinking about the value that you already have in which you feel like you don't have any versus the value that you will create when someone pays you for your work. And some people need to have value created already in order to sell. And that's perfectly fine too. Courses, resources, curriculum, etc. When I sign a new one-to-one client, they get complete access to a whole curriculum with valuable items such as trainings, exercises, and resources. But that's not what they're paying for. They're paying for the value that I can bring to them through weekly coaching calls. They're paying me, a person who has the value to provide, but I have to believe that in order to sell my services. And that's all that coaching is, right? An exchange for value for money. Now, you hear from people all the time in the online space that in order to charge for coaching, you need to invest in coaching. And I think the people who say this are saying the right thing, but they're missing the point. When you invest in coaching, you become a consumer of coaching, and you are more likely to see the value in the thing that you are investing in. And you know what? Some of you may have coach hurt or coaching program trauma if you've worked with someone or been in a group where you didn't believe that what you put into the thing was worth the value that you received. So the first step here is to evaluate where your brain is bookmarking a loss of value when it comes to your own investing. And truthfully, I have rarely gone without a coach because coaching makes me a better coach and a better business person and honestly a better human. So I am always well aware of the benefits that coaching brings to my life, therefore making it way easier to sell my own services. While that is not my reason for investing, it is definitely a value add. And if you have coach hurt, I want you to also really look at your investments and the things that you have put yourself into and try to glean anything that you can that was helpful or useful. I totally understand your thoughts about it because I've had coaches before too where I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have invested in this or I shouldn't have worked with this person, etc. But when I'm able to understand that I am responsible for that investment, that I can trust myself with future investments, and that even if I felt like the person was a bad coach or the program was shitty or whatever, if I can just like learn one thing from it, I got my money's worth. And this will help you because you really cannot sell something that you don't believe in. And when it comes to your perceived value, though, you have to realize that you are not taking from anybody. They are gaining the value that you are bringing to them. What will they walk away with? What will you help them achieve? How will they get to know themselves, their businesses, their relationships better? What tangible results will you help them achieve? These are all questions that you have to get honest with yourself about. One of the biggest mistakes that y'all are making in your marketing is you are not selling a clear result. It doesn't matter what kind of coach you are, whether you're a life coach or a business coach or a spiritual coach or anything in between, your soulmate client wants to solve a problem. And if your coaching was the solution, what would it be? And what would solving that problem look like tangibly and intangibly? When you look at your services as you helping them solve their problem instead of it being all about you and your value, this can make it easier as well to exchange their money with the value that you can bring to them. You are enough, and the value you have to give right now is enough. And if it's easier for you to charge an amount that doesn't scare the shit out of you, then do that. I was recently talking about my $25 group program that I did in January 2019, and I actually put this group on sale for $1 on New Year's Day in 2019. And even though it was criminally low for this program and the knowledge that I had, I felt like a fraud, and I didn't feel confident yet in the value that I could provide. So I charged $25, and you know what? I would do it again. That's what I felt good about charging at the time, and I worked my way up to the prices that I charge now. I didn't just come out of the gate and start charging $8,000, you know? So please charge more than $25, but you get what I'm saying. I know so many of you have experience, degrees, certifications, etc. that are more than worthy of the prices that you want to charge. And notice how I said that you are worthy, you are enough, but you also have to look at the value that your coaching can provide and charge according to that. But the problem with imposter syndrome is that you don't think your coaching is valuable at all. All my clients, they have degrees, they have experience, they have the education, the certification, whatever. They are more than capable, but they just don't believe it. And that's why I love the fucking work that I do, because I help them believe it so they can charge and so they can really feel like they are growing their business. And that's another thing. Coaching is commonly referred to as mentorship, which is based upon experience and knowledge of. We are in an industry where your area of expertise can be derived from the experience you have, and that is more than enough to mentor someone. When people work with a coach, it's not just the what they need help with that they care about. They care about the who. If coaches were successful based on just what they say, then everyone would be using the same line and we'd all be rich. But who you are matters. And that's why the self-actualization piece is huge here too. It's not enough to just believe in the value of your service. You have to believe in the value of being yourself. You have to believe that people want to work with you because you're you and everything that you are. And when you feel like a fraud, it's hard to show up as your true self or accept your true self. But when you see yourself as a valuable, worthy human and allow that to shine through, in addition to helping someone solve their problem, the payoff is so sweet when someone invests in you because you know that they are investing in the truest version of yourself. Belief in yourself and your services so you can feel good about soulmate clients paying you and working with you is what we do inside of my private coaching container, Worthy and Wealthy. I help you break through the imposter syndrome and the mindset drama holding you back so you can show up consistently, sell your services with confidence, and sign coaching clients. Book a sales call at the link in my show notes, and if you book before the end of January, you'll get the 2022 rate of $8,000 before the price increases on February 1st. Payment plans are available. The link is in my show notes to book your sales call, and I love y'all. See you next week. Thanks for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to find out how you can take this work deeper with me in one-to-one coaching or in the From Imposter to Empowered group program. In the show notes, you'll also find a free 3-day challenge to start the process of overcoming your inner imposter. And once you're done with all of that, screenshot this episode and share it on Instagram, tagging me at your coach Jill so we can connect. See you next time.